guys, so it's Tuesday at 7 o'clock and I have my exam at 9 o'clock and I wanted to update you guys on how things are going. So on Friday for basic medical sciences, and for basic medical sciences I'm talking about things like biochem type deal, and then topics of medicine is basically like when you think about medicine, like the clinical aspects, like different drugs that we utilize, why we utilize it, and they all connect together. So we're all talking about the endocrine system and then like hyperthyroidism, thyroiditis. So for basic medical sciences, we did a Kahoot and I literally got killed on the Kahoot. I did not perform well. We were only given 20 seconds, so half the time I didn't even click in because I was still thinking, but some of them were pretty simple questions, which I should have known. And I kind of knew already going into it that I wouldn't perform well. I had studied for it, but I hadn't memorized all the information. So that was definitely something that scared me a little bit. But I never perform well on Kahoots. I don't know. It's just, I'm not a fast like clicker or something like that. It doesn't like click. I need to think. And then that noise is like impending doom to me. Like it stresses me out. Anyways, off topic. So we did a Kahoot and that was kind of our wrap up. So after we're done with each section, so right before our exam, we're gonna have a wrap up. So for basic medical sciences, it's usually gonna be like a Kahoot and then like a question and answer based type thing, and then you can leave if you'd like. So for Tim, our wrap up was 2 case studies, and it was cool because we got broken up into little breakout rooms, and there we got to go over the case studies. So they give us like a small paragraph and then we would highlight like the definition, prevalence, risk factor, epidemiology, symptoms, pathophys, and the mechanism for the symptoms, and then the physical exam. Following that, we would go over with the pharm professor what medications we think we're going to prescribe them, what the patient education is, why we chose that medication, kind of the dosing aspect of that medication. In these case studies, it'll tell you like, oh, if it's a woman or male. I just don't want to provide exactly what the case study is, just in case like specific to USC. I don't know. I just don't want to get in trouble. So basically, like if it's a woman or male, her age, that could be potentially a risk factor or a prevalence thing, as well as like the physical examination, like BP, pulse, oxygen, temperature, respiratory rate, and then like some of the symptoms that would be helpful for us to determine what medication she should be on potentially, or what treatment that we're going to go on to. So that was pretty much it. And then over the weekend I studied for both exams. I'm going to go start studying for my exam that starts in a couple hours, and I will update you guys after and tell you if I think I did good or definitely need to start studying harder. Wish me luck. Bye. Hi guys, so I finished the exam a couple hours ago, and then right after that I had a Zoom study with me, I guess, type deal. We went over some of the objectives for tomorrow's test, and then right after that I went to Panera Bread at 8, and then now I'm sitting here and I'm probably going to study for probably like 6 to 8 hours and then call it a night. I want to tell you like how I felt on the exam, and I haven't received my exam score, so I don't know how I performed. I think I did decent. I don't really want to talk about exam scores necessarily on YouTube, just because I don't really want it out there in the world about my exam scores. I feel like that's kind of personal, but I will explain like how I felt about each exam. So this was the endocrine basic medical sciences exam, and I would say that it was definitely not crazy difficult. It was fair, but before taking the exam I thought I had overstudied, and I want to not overstudy too much because I need to know my limit just for like self-care purposes and being a balanced student. However, I think taking that exam, it taught me that I did not overstudy, and there was definitely a couple words that I didn't know and I should have looked into a little bit better. So that's something that I need to take into account. And I remember some of the words that I didn't know, so I already looked them up right after the exam. I have nothing else to really update you guys on. I'm in my pajamas right now. We took our test, most of us took our test in our pajamas, and they said that's totally fine. So I'm going to stay in my pajamas all day and probably take the test again in my pajamas. tomorrow.
I recorded earlier before my exam, my Tim and Farm exam, but I looked back at the footage and I looked literally crazy. My hair was psychotic. And don't mind that I'm wearing the same sweater. I'm an outfit repeater, so you're gonna be seeing the same outfits all the time, aka my pajamas for the most part. Besides that, I was telling how I felt before the exam and the Tim and Farm exam. So Tim is topics of medicine and Farm is pharmacology. I was a bit nervous about. I thought it was going to be a lot harder. I was actually wrong. So I thought the Tim and Farm exam was a little bit easier than the BMS exam. However, I received my results and I performed a little bit lower on the Tim and Farm exam, which I was surprised about. But overall, I performed really well and I'm glad about my performance. So that's good. And I think it taught me that I need to trust myself and I am an overstudier. So that needs to be fixed just because when I'm in PA school, there's just gonna be so much information that there will be an opportunity to constantly study and not focus on my mental health and my well-being. And I need to learn that balance where you stop studying and focus on your mental health instead of just continuously studying. So that's something I'm gonna try to work on. And then I wanted to cover what we are going over today, or I could tell you what was on the exam. This test overall was really cool. I really like the test questions because they give you a list of symptoms like different signs. BP, weight gain, hair loss, lethargy, just different things about a patient. And then you come up with the best medication or why do they have these symptoms, the chemical processes of it, I guess. It was actually a really interesting exam and I actually had fun taking it. I want to talk about what we're going to do after this. So we have a 2-hour lunch break, which is right now actually, and I'm actually going to be driving to my boyfriend's and just zooming from there in class just because after this it's just reflection and so it is reflection, decompress, post-exam, and professionalism with a director. And then after that, we do a strengths and opportunities report and how to interpret it. So from my knowledge, and I'll update you guys if this is different from like if it's not actually how it is, but one of the professors stated that this strength and opportunities report kind of gives us a rundown of what we're not performing well on and what we need to study so we can better prepare for the next exam. I'm sorry that this vlog is just literally in the same exact position every single day and in the same 4 corners of my house, literally just stuck in my room, but that's how it was this weekend. Like I was stuck in my room. The only thing that you missed out was going out to dinner with my family and then picking out like Panera bread and stuff like that, but nothing else really happened in my life, so you're not really missing out. I'm hoping once I actually start the real PA school that these vlogs will be a little bit more interesting just because I will be attending PA school 3 days a week at the actual campus instead of just being stuck in my room. So hopefully I can show you guys around campus a little bit, have a different scenery, I guess. Let me know if there's anything that you want me to include in these vlogs or anything like that. I'm not the most creative person out there, so I don't really know what you guys want. I just try to include what I would want. I really like, I believe it's Amelia. She is a surgeon. She's a 2nd-year resident and surgery in Texas. I really like her vlogs just because she's so real and like I feel like sometimes medical school vloggers, I'm only talking about them just because they're more prevalent. There's a lot more of them on YouTube and there's not many PA bloggers, but sometimes I feel like they over glamorize medical school. PA school is gonna be hard and I'm gonna be stuck in my room for the most time and I'm gonna look crazy. I'm gonna have my hair like psychotic, not gonna be wearing makeup at all, things like that. And that's what these vlogs are gonna include because that's my real life. I don't want to make it seem as though it's so amazing or anything, which it is, but it's also a lot of hard work and it's a lot of studying and crying probably and stress. So those are the parts that you guys are gonna see in my vlogs and I hope that you guys are okay with that. So I will update you guys once we finish off this whole bridge program later today and I'll see you guys soon. Hey guys, so it's Tuesday, July 20th. I ended the bridge program last Wednesday. I'm sorry that this part of the vlog's so late, but a lot of stuff happened on Wednesday. I went over to my boyfriend's house that night. I actually received a call from, or a text message from my old boss saying that my previous coworkers weren't able to come in. One was sick and then the other couldn't cover. So she was wondering if I could come in and cover. So then I ended up working Thursday. And then that morning, early in the morning, I received a call that I was a finalist for a scholarship. So I had to schedule a interview for Saturday. So then I had to study for the scholarship, of course. And then after that, I ended up hanging out with my friends and my boyfriend on Sunday, and we got brunch as well as went swimming and got poke. And then I also was editing the video throughout the weekend, so I posted it yesterday, and now I'm coming here to finish this video ending right now. But I wanted to come on here and kind of explain the grading scale of USC. So basically they told us about Bloom's taxonomy. I'll show you the chart. You can look it up, but I have the chart pulled up for you guys. So this is the chart. So remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. As you go up the little triangle, each step gets harder and harder. So remember the bottom step, she said that a lot of overthinkers and perfectionists tend to get that one wrong, which of course I got that wrong. On the PDF that we received for our grading scale, there is our grade, the class average, and then we received like a list of like remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, create, and then a bunch of other stuff. And then there's different symbols. So there's a triangle that's green, a yellow that's a square. So triangle green means you're above average, square means you're average, and then red triangle like pointing down means you're below average and you need to start working on that. Granted, the test that we received was 25 and 30 questions, but the 30 question exam got transitioned to 26 because I think some of the questions weren't valid, I guess. They didn't really explain it to us, and we're not able to look back on our test to see which one's wrong. That's kind of frustrating just because that helps me study and kind of recognize where I'm lacking. But that's kind of why they gave us this PDF, and they said that we can go over it with the professor, and I think the professors can see it, but we can't see it, but they'll teach us the general concept and make sure that we understand that concept. Anyway, so what I was saying is that the test questions, there weren't that many, so even if you get one wrong, you'll automatically go into the red zone. So I received all green, so I was over average on all of them except one part, which was the remember part on one exam. There was only 3 questions under the remember and I got one wrong, so I already dropped below average. So you got to take it with a grain of salt. Like obviously if it's only 3 questions out of 1, it's probably not that you don't know it, it's that there's not enough questions for them to really determine if you're below average or not, just because there's so little questions. So I'm taking my grades kind of with a grain of salt. And I wanted to come on here and show you what I bought as a reward for myself for performing well on the bridge program. I got myself mild liners on Amazon. They were like $13 for 15, and I utilize these for all the different passes, so I thought it'd be nice to have. I don't know if you've used mild liners actually, but they're pretty popular, I think. But basically they have 2 different tips. So they have like the regular highlighter, and then they have a fine tip highlighter, so I think you can like write and do like calligraphy. I used to do that during undergrad, but it took up too much time, so I stopped that. My notes are ugly now. And then I also got this baby yellow stapler from Target, and it comes with like little staples. Anyways, thanks for watching. Also let me know if there's anything that you want me to add or remove in my vlogs, just because I know vlogs can sometimes get repetitive. The thing is that my life is going to be consistently repetitive, so I can't make it super entertaining. But if there's any additional things that you want me to include, like doing Q&As at the end or showing more of what I'm actually studying, or I don't know, just let me know and I'll try my best to include them. I'll see you guys later.